Hello folks, it is a gorgeous day out here. It's 68 degrees I believe in Syracuse, New York. However, it is Thanksgiving weekend, and what that usually means is that it is time to winterize the trailer. I've got the water system still working and everything going, and it's time to do the clean up and the clean out and fix it up. But it looks like right now I should clean the lenses on the camera here. I'll be right back and we'll show you what I do to winterize my trailer and all my equipment. Alright, be right back. First thing is to open all the water hatches. This is my outside shower. Oh, I'm not talking to you. Open the water itself. And then watch your feet. That comes out faster if I pull this. Now my rod isn't too bad because I don't use hot water that much, and I always use water from my house. I'll take the tape off the threads and we'll clean up this rod and use it again. It's got a little bit of calcium scale on it, but it's not bad. No reason to replace it. I have learned that jacking up the trailer on one side helps get the antifreeze to the pump when I put antifreeze in here, and it drains out of here. So I jack up my trailer on one side, and then of course I check the bearings while it's up in the air. It is tilted to the max of my jack, and that helps get a lot of the water out, which you can see that's up in the air quite a bit. You got to remember to close the water valve on the tank so it doesn't all leak out on the ground. And that valve on my trailer is really hard to work, and the caulking around the valve is all broken, and I think it's probably a weak leak point. So I'm going to replace that in the spring. I don't want to do it right now because I'm making this video for you guys. Well, I use a flexible funnel. I don't know what this is. It's a transmission oil funnel or something like that, but I use this to go into the water tank. It works pretty good. Now, for the hot water, the tank will pump water from the cold tank into the hot water tank and then through the hot water lines. So this is 6 gallons. If you don't have a bypass, you have to fill this up with 6 gallons of this stuff at $6 a quart, a gallon. Until it'll start working. So you want to make sure you have a bypass or you don't want to do it this way. Now if you have a full-time bed like I do, you have this bar that comes over here, or this board that comes all the way over. You got to take the whole thing out, move the mattress out of the way, and then under here is your hot water heater. Now, I installed a bypass last year, and all I got to do is switch that to bypass, and no cold water will go in to the hot water tank. Here's the hot water tank. Instead, it'll bypass up this bypass hose and into the hot water line. So I'll get the antifreeze directly into the hot water line. And we're going to turn on the pump, and hopefully the pump will find pressure. You can hear it pressurizes the lines. Now I'll try it at the sink. And we got clear water, and we got some air, and we got pink. Now we'll take the drain out and let that go down into the drain, and then we'll do the cold water lines. Oops. And we've got pink. So we've got antifreeze in there, and now we've got antifreeze in the P-trap of the drain. Now we're going to do the outside shower. I'll do the hot water first. And we get white water. It's a long ways from the pump. There we go, it's pink. And now the cold water. And there's the pink. So we've got antifreeze all through our system. Now we'll open the drain. You see the drain? Now we'll open the drain cover. And that's got pink in it because we ran the sink, but we'll add a little more pink to that. Now my wheel has this hubcap on it. Some people say you don't need these. I really like them. I'm leaving mine on. But I can't see my bearings without it. And it's just a plastic hubcap. It does have a little eye thing you can get into, but you can't really get to the bearings because you can't put the cap back on the bearing. Now, my tires look good. They're nice and flat. They're not worn bad. So tires are okay. This right here is the cap to your bearing. And you want to make sure you always have one of these, because if you don't, your bearings are going to get dirty and corroded and everything. And you want to be gentle with this. Try to take this off. There. And this is just a grease cap. These are the bearings right in there. And I'm going to grease my bearings, so I'll show you how to do that. Hopefully you can see this, but this has a lot of grease on it. My advice is to get paper towels. Take a whole roll of paper towels and just wipe all that grease off that you can get. Try not to rip the paper towel and leave it into the thing, but you've got a cotter pin here and this lock nut that keeps the bearing in there, and your wheel should always turn. Now I don't have brakes, so because I don't have brakes, I don't worry too much about my bearings, because the brakes are what makes a lot of the heat. And it's that heat that hurts the grease. Now, you can look at that grease, and it's a fairly good, clean blue grease. I use a grease called Lucas Green, which is a really nice grease. However, it's a polyurea grease. It's not a lithium grease, and if you have lithium grease in there, it's not compatible. Now, you're going to need a grease gun. This is a grease gun, and you want to get one with a flexible tip. Don't get one with a straight tip. I've got some of these on my web page. Look under the stocking stuffers on my web page, and this is only 40 bucks. I don't know if it comes with grease or not, but the grease is $4 for a tube of grease that'll fit in here. I bought my axle and installed it, so I know what the grease is. I put it in there, and you just put this on the tip, and you want to get it on there hard, and then give it short, easy pumps. It goes in hard. You got to really push, but you don't want to push it fast. If you push it fast, it's going to ooze out the back and break your seal, and then your axle is going to get contaminated with dirt. You want to have a garbage can right nearby to put the greasy paper towels in. See this grease up here? It's beginning to ooze out the front. That's the grease goes in the middle. The grease goes in the middle all the way to the back, and then it comes back on the outside around the bearings or through the bearings. And you can see that I've got a lot of grease in here now. So let's put the grease gun on again and put a little more in there then. Ugh. Pump it up. Can you see the grease coming out of the back above the nut? See it moving? That's what we want. It took a lot of grease to get that to come out like that. But you may empty a grease gun on an axle that hasn't been done before. But you see that grease coming out of there? That's what we want. You don't want it coming out the back, you want it coming out the front. But that's the old grease, and you're putting new grease into the bearings, and you're forcing the old grease out. And that's how you re-grease your bearings. And you wipe all that old grease that came out. It's nasty looking stuff, but it's grease. It works. And now we can put this thing back on. And you want to be real careful putting this on. You want to put it on straight and just give it a few taps. It's not on straight, see? Go all the way around. It's on straight. It's on all the way in. Oh, just another quick hint I'll tell you is this is my little baby oil can. Isn't that cute? But whenever I put a wheel back on a car or a trailer or anything, I just put a drop of oil on the threads. This is an old oil can, and it's just got 10 W40 motor oil in it, but it just tends to preserve the threads so they don't rust. And it looks like I'm putting a lot, but I'm really not. I'm putting about one drop on the threads. And the other thing I do initially when closing up the camper is I take out all the food that's in here. Now last year I had a whole bunch of things that were canned tuna fish, crackers, things like that that were sealed and packaged, and I didn't bother to take them out because I figured they were all right. I didn't have any rodents or anything, and it didn't hurt them, except this year in July and August when I got back in the camper and realized that that food been in here for over a year. Made me think maybe I should get rid of that over the winter and use it up at home. So I do pull out all my compartments and go through my list, and everything that is on my list I try to figure out what I really should be bringing and what I really never used. Electric stuff, I now keep my electric stuff in a separate container in the house, so that if I'm going to an electric site, I put that stuff in the trailer. I don't keep it in the trailer anymore. I used to keep a tea kettle, electric tea kettle, an electric heater. What else did I have? Some electric lights that I could all use on electricity when I was plugged in. But now I just keep those separate so that they don't take up room and weight. And, they don't get thrown all over the trailer like everything else. Also, I got to clean the trailer. I don't think I'm going to do that today, but especially the fridge. You want to make sure the fridge is left open and airs, because otherwise it'll get mold and mildew in there. What I do is I open it up like this, and I take some plastic coat hangers in the drawer, and that keeps it open with the freezer open too. If you don't have one of these, this is a porch mat. These are phenomenal. This is one of the great things that they've invented for campers. It's I think this is 4x6, and it folds up, and it's nothing, and it's made out of plastic straws, and it keeps the sand, the dirt, everything out of your trailer. It even works with the boys. You put that in front of your door, and all you got to do is when you get home, you just hose it off and let it dry, and it can't be hurt, but it's really nice. Subscribe if you haven't. Keep tracking me over the winter. We'll have some good stuff still, and I don't know, I may be winterizing this now, but that doesn't mean I might not pull it out of the garage and go somewhere with it. If it's another day like this in December, like it was last year, I'll be camping. Me and the boys love to camp. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe and give me some comments on things you'd like to see and what troubles you're having. I love trying to find out the answers to things. So thanks, folks. Have a great Thanksgiving and a Merry Christmas. Great New Year. Bye-bye.